time to get going. I know it's 1 minute early, but I'm feeling a little bit saucy tonight. Not drinking saucy, but just regular saucy. Can you guys hear me okay? It looks like you can. The lights are green. The trap is clean. Everything's moving in the right direction. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and good night, depending on where you are. It is July 25th, almost 6 o'clock, Los Angeles time. I got to ask, Gen X mom is sitting next to me, and she's colorful, wonderful. Is Kamala Harris president right now?
She's not supposed to be.
Well, because she's sure walking around. Everything I saw today, she's on the campaign trail, but she's out there talking about like it's my thing, it's my gig, it's my job.
She told Netanyahu that she would defend, she would help defend the country would help defend him. How can she make that call?
Well, there's a way to say that, like, I would help defend if I'm elected. I would be there for you if I'm elected.
Oh, no.
But right now, this stuff, it sounds like it's in the present, like, I'm going to take care of you. I got you covered. We're doing this. It's like, wait a second. This is the other part that bothers me. It's like Biden stepped down. All right, I'm not running anymore. But he didn't say why. It's like, well, well, it's for the good of the country. Yeah, why are you stepping down? I think it's the best thing to do. Okay, why are you stepping down? Well, I did a magic 8 ball. I did the magic 8 ball, and all signs point towards yes, I should step down. Why are you stepping down? And the reason he didn't say, in my opinion, is because as soon as he says why he's stepping...
The video just went absolutely crazy fuzzy. Everybody's complaining about it. I don't know.
I restarted everything, too.
Wow. Did it go back, everybody?
I can't tell.
Video is fucked up. Video went to shit. I think it's back. Your video is cutting out.
I don't know why. We're hardlined.
Video check failed. Cleared up.
I restarted everything.
Okay. Also pin PayPal, just so you remember. Sorry, but they just lost you.
I will pin PayPal. Let me start again. Where was I? What was I saying?
Talking about, what's her name?
Now I was talking about Biden. He's
him.
like, I'm stepping down from the race, but why? Well, it's for the good of the country. Well, why are you stepping down from the race? Well, it's for the better of America. Okay, why are you stepping down from the race? Well, I shook my magic 8 ball and it said all signs point towards step down, so I did it. I think it's painfully obvious that if he actually says why, whatever reason he gives, it doesn't matter what it is, that's the reason he shouldn't be president right now. Whatever reason. Well, my health. Okay, then get out of the Oval Office. Well, I shook the magic 8 ball. Well, then get out of the Oval Office. Whatever reason he gives to somebody and says, this is why it's best I step aside. That's why he's not saying anything, in my humble opinion. Remember, I'm just a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. What do I know? I don't know anything. But it just seems odd that he hasn't given a real reason. It's for the good of the country that I stepped down from the campaign. Well, then it's probably for the good of the country for you not to be president. Or, whatever's driving you to step down from the campaign, probably the same reason means you shouldn't be in the Oval Office for the next 5 or 6 months. Just saying. I mean, again, what do I know? I'm just a dumb mechanic in the middle of it. I'm not sure of anything. All right. We are Gen X Talks. We are Generation X. We are a bunch of extras. We are just a bunch of male and female jabronis running around pretending to be better than we are. Well, that's what we're good at. So we'll move on from there. Here, okay, you're gonna find this kind of amazing. I stumbled across something that bothers me intensely about history and about Disney.
Okay.
So we know if I were to ask you a generic question, Gen X mom, Mama X, the Queen, why is Song of the South, the movie Song of the South, with Uncle Remus, Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox, and all, why is that banned? If you were just going to answer generically, why is it banned?
Probably the language.
So that's your generic opinion from remembering.
I'm assuming.
Well, they talk about tar babies in there.
Yeah, it's
and
the
a tar
language.
baby is a reference to a black person, a black child, and they did tar and feather black people back in the day when they were slaves and stuff. So there's some references. There's no slavery in it. In fact, Uncle Remus, the main character, is a black guy. Zippity doo dah. Right. So it's kind of they just don't talk about it nice. They don't depict it very nice. There's some racial slang in there. All right, I got it. So that's not allowed? You can't do that. No. You can't bring that up. Don't talk about that. You can't talk about that. It's harmful to everyone. The Brer Rabbit and Brer Fox and the Briar Patch and tar babies and just the whole thing is just some racial overtones. But there's like physically a tar baby in there that they dress up, and I guess that's supposed to represent a black person. It's a cartoon, and it doesn't really have a point either way. But no, it's a little too close. It's like, can't bring up slavery. Don't talk about it. Don't show it. Don't depict it. Don't slang, blah, blah, blah. Now, I thought about that today because I stumbled across that picture. If that's not okay to talk about, if that's not okay to show pictures of, why do they talk about slavery at all? Why do they get graphic? Oh, we were in chains. We died. You burned us at the stake. You tarred and feathered. You hung us. You beat us. You whipped. Whoa. You shouldn't be talking like that. Didn't you just say a minute ago that we can't even show a cartoon because it kind of slang, it kind of shows, it kind of talks about? And then here you are in graphic detail with graphic pictures showing the whole fucked up mess. Now, this isn't a mainstream story. Nobody's talking about this. This just popped into my head today. But I am just a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. So I have a question. If you could explain the rules to how all this goes, I could play too. I just don't know. There's a cartoon. It's like, no, slap it. Don't do that. Okay, all right, I won't. But if I want to talk about slavery, I can talk about chains and bleeding and hangings and we're okay with that. Oh yeah, go ahead and do. Wait, what are the rules? I just want to know what the fucking rules are. It just hits me that when they want to talk, well, we're depicting historical fact. Well, so then when you got rid of Song of the South, it was slang and references and overtones to something that wasn't historical. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about this wrong. Maybe there's some liberal, progressive, socialist Democrat out there that can explain to me the rules on this, but I don't know. It seems like just one more stack in the hypocritical oath of the left. But what do I know? Like I said, I don't figure it out. So, somebody, you guys have been bugging me about Ghostbusters because Ghostbusters was from my era. I didn't even watch the one with all the chicks in it. I don't even know what it's called. I know there was a Ghostbusters with girls in it. Didn't even go see it. Didn't watch a trailer. Didn't even care. Did watch Afterlife. Thought it had some good the end of it tied it together for me when Harold Ramis was there as a ghost. And then the new one is Frozen Empire. And God, there's so many people. A lot of you guys told me, well, it's this and it's not good. And it's this and it's great. So I thought, all right, I'll finally watch it. And I did. First of all, I did like it. I did like it a lot. It had a lot of throwbacks, a lot of nostalgia, had a good news story. It was a little more hard hitting, wasn't it? Well, a little more important, a little scarier, a little bit more realistic. Like, okay, we're not just fighting a marshmallow man up here anymore, are we? This isn't goofy pink slime, is it? No, this one's a problem. Kind of like the last movie, the Afterlife one was a little bit of a problem, but they took care of it rather quick at the end. This one, I liked it. I got to tell you, I did like it. I tell you, it's a good movie. I'd probably watch it again. So yeah, there's that. That's
Jane Motz is agreeing with you. She goes, "Oh, I loved Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire." Yeah,
good. There was some good stuff in there. It wasn't just I loved the Pakistani guy, the Arab guy, the Indian guy, whatever he was, who was the fire master, and he burned it all up. And they're like, "You ran the lighter." He has to have fire to do something with it. He can't create the flame. He can manipulate it though. So they're like this big tense moment. They're like, "You fucking ran the lighter because you told me to practice, man. I ran out. You told me to practice. Not till you run out of fluid, dumbass." Oh, I'll tell you. So let's talk about some stuff. Let's talk about some things. Where were you? July 25th, 1976. Now, I know some of you were around. Some of you were on planet Earth. A lot of you, let's be fair, a lot of you were not even an itch in your daddy's pants and a wink in your mama's eye. No, not even at that point, were you? Not even a little bit. But in the drag and drop section of the program, I got something to show you. What happened this day? What happened this day in history that is so damn significant? And why won't it go on there? What are we doing here? Oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? It's a web image. Hang on, stand by, citizens. It's a web image. We can't have those. You download something from the internet, it's a WEPB thing, and then it will not show up anywhere else ever in the planet. You can't do anything with it. I downloaded it, but I didn't check what it was. I just figured we'd drag and drop. All right, here we go. So, yeah, this was the image that came across televisions shortly after NASA got a picture of it, July 25th, 1976. And for those of you who don't know what's going on around here, this is a face on Mars. Yeah. So when this hit the news, I was, what, 9 years old? And this scared the hell out of me because there's proof there was life on Mars. There was a civilization on. Did they colonize us? Did we colonize them? You know, were there Planet of the Apes there? Were there Planet of the Apes here? This was a pretty definitive picture back in that day. But you got to remember, we also had right up here with this one was the Loch Ness Monster, little head out of the water, and the Bigfoot strolling, blurry Bigfoot strolling through the woods. And this was a real thing, and it came up and. I don't know. You know, I'm sure there was skeptics like, yeah, it's just a bunch of rocks. And then a lot of people were like, oh, we need to start a religion, the face of Mars religion. We need to do that. Let's start a cult. And they did. I don't know if they did or not, but they probably did. It makes for a good story. Not true, but it's true. It's a story. So, yeah, so that happened. I don't know if you guys even remember this. It's passed over so many times now, nobody cares anymore. And the real reason is that years later, they actually sent, they got some high-res pictures of what's going on. This is the same object at a different time of day. Yeah, see that? In the drag and drop section of the bottom of the Glass Nation. It's a different picture, same picture, different type of day, same rock formation without the sun in a different position. It's a little bit easier to see what's going on there. Yeah, Gen X Mom.
King Wisenoak says, does anybody know if the face on Mars is Cydonia?
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 I don't know. That's an inside joke. I'm not getting it.
Okay.
I'm glad you read it, though. Shouldn't you know the jokes you're reading? Shouldn't you?
I thought you would know.
You throw it up there hoping I'm going to swing and hit it, right?
Yeah.
You softball that in the air. Well, I didn't catch that one. So that's the same picture, high resolution. That actually looks like more of a lion to me, the lion's face, but it clearly isn't a man-made structure. It clearly isn't. But
lots of people are remembering it.
For a long time, that was a thing, and I knew some of you would remember, and some of you didn't. Whoop, let's go there. Bump, bump, bump. Now we're back. Yeah, that was a thing for a long time. Very scary. A lot of scary stuff going on there, and it was definite. At that moment, it was proof. We took a picture. It's there. There's no mistaking it. Well, come on, man. How many times there was no Photoshop back then. We got you. There was no computers rendering. We got you. You couldn't do a picture like that on your cell phone. And we know, 1976. But we all have seen shadows and clouds. If I see a cloud in the shape of the USS Enterprise, I'm not going to start screaming, beam me up. Right?
Yes, you would. Shut
up. I would never do that again. So it's just bear with me. But when you see those things at the time, you not think, well, let's get a different angle. Let's get a different picture. No. Back then, you just like, goddamn proof. We all knew at that moment Bugs Bunny was right. And Marvin the Martian did exist with his P-3428 modulator. I'm going to blow up the Earth. And that was where he lived, obviously, in his little house. Yeah, stuff. All right, we got something. I'm not done yet. No. All right. So, there was things to discuss. So you guys remember when we do a podcast, we put out God damn, what is with these fucking large pictures? How come we can't just render something small like normal people do? Why does it got to be this gigantic Neanderthal stuff out here? You guys remember these pictures? These are the podcast pictures. These are the thumbnails that we do for our podcast. They're relatively all the same every week. They come out. We do a little something. Well, you guys know, for those of you that are members, those of you that are on staff, those of you who listened to the podcast live today, we had a team of people up here. We showed some pictures. We'll put some out there tomorrow for the members. And we had a team of people recording audio and video, all new lighting, all new setup in here. And they decided to give us their own thumbnail. So this is the thumbnail that will be used tomorrow when the podcast drops. It's recorded, it's rendered, it's edited, everything's good to go on the audio. But the thumbnail, I got to tell you, when you put it in the hands of these guys, looks dramatically different than what you're used to, okay? Here's what the thumbnail looks like now. Yeah. That's
Ooh, that's creepy.
that's what they put up there. And that's the I got to say, you look like a blow-up doll.
That's really creepy.
It's a little bit weird, but that's the
Is that the one you said I'm not going to like?
Well, the reason you wouldn't like it is because that the way it got rendered with the app that they used on both of us, all of the wrinkles on our faces were times 100. It made us both look like we were 70. So I cleaned it up a little bit and sent it back and said, "Okay, square this one up, but use this because it was not flattering at all." But I left the basics in. And out of all the things we talked about, on the podcast today, break sex isn't cheating is what they took away from that.
Did we talk about that?
Well, we talked about Jade, and she's on a break, and then she was with her boyfriend at visiting. We never really talked about sex. We talked about what is being on break. What can you do? Oh, no, we did talk about that briefly. We talked about we didn't understand the terminology when you're on a break in a relationship. That's relatively new to you and I, remember?
Yeah.
Then we said, well, raising 8 kids, 4 boys, 4 girls. We did hear from time to time when we had all these teenagers in junior high and high school. Yeah. Well, so-and-so had sex with so-and-so. Well, that's okay. It wasn't cheating. It was on a break.
That's right.
But that was one sentence, one line out of an hour and 15-minute podcast.
Yeah.
But that's what they chose to use on there. So the renders are a little different. There's a Pakistani guy on a dirt floor in Bangladesh that puts these together. That's not even a lie. That's where the guy is who operates this, and he makes like $25 every time he does one. All he does all day long is render thumbnails. You give him some pictures and tell him what the topic is, and then he puts it in his mind. He sends you back like 2 or 3, and you pay for the one you want, and away you go. No, I'm not lying. That's exactly what they told me and where these come from. So, yeah, I just thought you guys should be aware that there's going to be a change. The intro is not going to be 45 seconds long. It's going to be 4 seconds long, and the thumbnails are different too. So that's that. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. What else was there? There was stuff. We had stuff to say in here. Yeah, I might as well show you guys this on the drag and drop section. Can you guys see this? Yeah, we talked about this on the podcast. Those of you listening on KGXT radio that heard it, you'll know exactly what this is a picture of. Those of you are going to have to wait for the podcast. You'll have to wait till tomorrow. You see what that is? It's late at night, and that's your hero, Briggs, Gen Z kid, your CEO of Gen X Talks, and he is stuck at an intersection with his truck, and he had to call for some help, and we went and rescued him. My wife and I went and rescued him last night.
Not AAA, DAD.
No, yeah. Did you call AAA? No, I called DAD and MOM, and off we went. So there's a little bit of story, but listen to the podcast, you'll hear the whole thing. But yeah, I took a picture of it. Thought, I'm never going to see this again. Might as well get a picture of it right now. And yeah, this is a little inside information for you. Some stuff you don't normally get to see. So there was, go back to my book of lies.
Can I read a couple things?
Go ahead, read your stuff there,
James
dear.
Jameson, $2. Huck Harris.
Hawktua Harris?
Yes, that's all he wrote.
Okay.
Jack Armstrong, Facebook, half for Mama X, half for the Singapore Hooker Fund.
Gotta have that.
Laughing my ass off, 200 stars there. Loud one, $5. Short stop in tonight. The bus is parked for the night, but it is next to the bar, so have at it. I need a night for me to regroup. Love y'all, bottom of the glass nation.
He's still going through some stuff with his wife. Not good, but he's pulling through.
That's okay. Well, as long as he's staying the right direction.
Yep, I agree.
Cue ball, member for 7 months. Much like herpes, I pop up every now and then, and I won't go away. LOL. Cue ball.
That shit's just like luggage. You keep that shit forever, don't you?
Yeah. All right. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, that's all you have in the sheets. I was going to read some stuff here, but I can't get my breath right now for some reason. So there was, the election stuff. Oh, I was going to show you guys.
Did you hydrate?
I did. I've been hydrating. I was going to show you guys the election. We're going to make a t-shirt. This is just a rough draft. Trippy had a good comment on it, but I want to show you what we're making so you can. What the fuck is that? It's pinged. Great. It's the pinged version. Wow, we can't show that. It's see-through. That's the see-through version. We're going to have shirts that have no content because they're all see-through. All right, let me see if I can find it for you. Hold on a second. I can get you close. I can get you close. Relax.
It's in the creative stages. Not sure how it's going to go.
Yeah, it is in the creative, very much in the creative stages. All right, I don't know if an SVG file will do the same thing. Let me try. Maybe that one will show through. We can see something on here. Wow, that one wouldn't even go through. We can't even drag and drop that one. It wouldn't take it. Let's try it one more time. Nope, I can't show you. All right, so apparently this is top secret information. You guys don't get to know this stuff. But I was going to show you. I'll tell you what it was. You guys brought this up 2 shows ago, and it was about the election, which is really perfectly planned. Election 2016.
I forgot who said it.
When Trump won, we called that Star Wars A New Hope. But then Biden won in 2020. We call that The Empire Strikes Back. And now in 2024, when Trump wins again, it'll be Return of the Jedi. And we're going to make a T-shirt for that. That's brilliant. You guys came up with that. I don't know if somebody on staff did or...
No, Bottom of the Glass Nation.
Or if it was someone in one of you guys in the nation.
Leave it to the Bottom of the Glass Nation.
You guys come up with the coolest stuff, and I'm fumbling through trying to make it work. I'm fumbling through...
Drink. Trippy saying hydrate. It's been a long day of talking, huh?
Yeah.
We've done a lot.
So we're trying to make that T-shirt. We think that'll be a fun one to do. Something we can print in-house because we'll do it just for you guys. And we'll do it just in the Bottom of Glass Nation show. So there won't be 1,000 of them. There'll just be
Sovereign Fighter won $5. I have been to Singapore in the Navy. It was unspeakable fun. Here is to that fun.
Unspeakable fun. Yeah. You really haven't experienced life until your back's completely clawed up from a Singapore hooker. Yeah. Clearly you haven't been there. So.